Okay, this is Ringwalk Media in association with Bartley Carter Racing. Mr. George Liddard, here we are, Saturday night out in Essex.
Saturday night at the Brentwood Centre, top tier card, couldn't miss it.
So I'll tell you what, you're 3 weeks out from a big fight yourself, but let's talk about Johnny's card tonight. Who have you got an interest in tonight?
There's a few fighters I had interest in tonight. Finley James, I boxed with as an amateur. S.A. Smith, the Ozzy Osbourne, obviously S.A. Smith, previous opponent. Ozzy Osbourne, a sparring partner of mine, local lad for the southern area, so I'm looking forward to watching that. And Lely Buttigieg, another matchroom fighter, wanted to come show some support.
Well, listen, Johnny's done well with the top tier, hasn't he? And they call them small shows, but they're not. They're feeder shows, really, for the big shows, aren't they?
100%. I think it's important to take fights like this, especially like when you live local. Getting all your crowd there. Sometimes when you're with bigger promotions, you take the shots when you get them. But here, Johnny's putting on great cards local, so why not jump at the opportunity and get on these?
Why not? And you're bumping into me as well. What can you say?
Yeah, even better.
Well, listen, let's talk a little bit about you, right? 3 weeks' time. God knows where this fight's going to end up. You might even end up bloody main event the way it's changed, but you are out in Sheffield September.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll fight in someone's back garden if I have to. If the money's right, I'm only joking. I'll stay professional.
Same money, though.
Same money. If it's the same money. No, look, Sheffield, September 28th. Obviously, the venue's changed. I was gutted, Copper Box for me, Stratford, near West Ham Stadium, very close to home for me. It was good to have a lot of crowd there, but obviously it being moved up to Sheffield, a fight's a fight. September 28th, I'm ready to go 9-0. I just want good fights at the end of the day, and I'm getting them, and I'm ready.
I think the thing I like about yourself with your career is you're not rushed it. I remember sitting with your dad on your debut, and he nearly ripped people's heads off that night, right? But top man, your dad. But your career has just gone at the right speed at the right time. You were very quick for the first 5. Now you've gone into sort of careful mode, I think, and that's not a bad thing. What I mean is you're learning at the higher level than you're supposed to be boxing.
I think so too. I'm not like this. Some of these typical prospects. I'm not fighting journeyman. My first 2 had losing records. Since then, all winning records, all dangerous. Lively opponents, and time after time I've shown. I barely lost a round. I think I lost 1 round in my career so far, and that was to Bass, who was a great test in my 4th fight. And I think since that fight, I've come on levels. I've matured fight on fight, and I think you're yet to see the best of me. I'm just getting better and better. And like you say, we're slowly. The fights are coming a little bit less frequent. I'm still trying to stay busy, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to get the right fights, and I want to win titles, and if I can't get that, then I just want good fights. So I like putting on a show for everyone. You got to be smart. At the end of the day, boxing is a business. As much as I love this game, boxing is a business, and I understand that, but I just like having a fight. I like getting paid for it as well.
Don't you all, mate? Don't you all? Well, listen, we were watching I think it was your 2nd fight, and then we watched your last fight. And one thing is apparent that your ring IQ's gone through the roof and your management of shot process. I mean, do you feel that yourself?
I think, the rounds have gone up in sparring. I'm sparring, I think from the start, since I've been at the Cincy Gym, I've been sparring like elite level fighters week in, week out. There's only one way you can really go from there, and that is progress. And I never had that as an amateur, I never really had the sparring. So now, obviously, I'm sparring high level fighters week in, week out. I can only get better. I think fight on fight, there's been little things I've needed to work on, and I feel like I've seen them get corrected. Something else obviously presents itself, and I work on that, and it's better the next fight. So I think just doing that fight by fight, eventually, one day, hopefully we can be, not the finished article, but close enough to it, getting there. I feel maturity-wise, mentally and physically. I had my pro debut at 20. I'm only 22 still, but
time's flying, mate.
Time's flying. I'm gonna have grey hair before you know it.
A bit like me. I never had grey hair when I first started watching you.
It's gone quick, isn't it? It's gone.
All right, not that bad, mate. Well, listen, we're not going to use the swear word Central Area title, but there must be sort of a plan now with you at this stage of your career to perhaps look at titles early part of next year or beginning of late of this year.
Well, look, we wanted the
we know
certain title this fight, but it couldn't get made, and that's boxing. That is the politics of boxing, sadly. The best don't always want to fight the best, but I'm always up for a fight at the end of the day. And look, I want to push on. I know I'm young, and I need to do things in a timely manner at the right time. But I've got the talent, I've got the ability, I've got the belief to go on and push for titles now. So let's just get some of these fights made.
Next year, I think the sort of fight I'd like to see you in at the end of next year, if you get another three fights in, for example, British title fight, because they are sometimes better than world title fights.
I'm on that. I'm about that. That's what I want. I'd love to win. You know, the southern area first, then the English, then the British. I'd love to have gone down that traditional route, but I understand sometimes that can't happen. You know, you have to be in the right place at the right time sometimes, and you know, you not have a fight coming up at the right time. But yeah, look, I'm doing everything I can. I just keep beating prospects after prospects. I'm beating fighters with not many losses. And you know, all I can do is keep winning. That's it at the end of the day.
I would say you're no longer a prospect. You're now, the challenger in effect.
I think I'm becoming there, contender, challenger, you could say. I'm on the brink of titles. There's no denying that. And I think, like you say, 2, 3 fights away. I think from a British title, realistically. I think
Get your money out, Eddie.
exactly. Come on, money talks. Let's get these fights made. I think 23 British champion. That'd be a great achievement for me to say. And if I can pick up belts on the way, I'd be more than happy. God, nearly
You're wrecking the gaff now.
Didn't realize how big me back was,
Yeah, well, I know you filled out of it, but that's taking the piss, mate.
I know.
Well, listen, quick word. An old stablemate of yours, Joe Cordina, lost to Kakachi, first time in his career. We all know how that fight went. It is what it is. And now he actually lands himself a quality fight back out in Saudi Arabia. What do you think of that?
What a fight, eh? Look, Joe weren't himself. A lot of people are going to say this, but Joe weren't himself in that fight against Kakachi. I don't know where it was, whether it could, it could have been weight, anything.
I think the weight was the thing that killed him.
It could have took a toll for sure. He weren't himself. There's no denying that. I see him in the gym. I see him training. Cordina's an unbelievable fighter, massively talented, and I believe 9 times out of 10 he beats Kakachi. But that one time, weren't himself, and he is made to pay for it. But things happen for a reason sometimes. If he won that fight, who's to say that fight with Shakur might not have happened? Do you know what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason. God has a plan for all of us. And yeah, now he's landed himself a fight with one of the biggest names in that division, Shakur Stevenson. So yeah, I'm excited for him. I think it's a chance for him to hopefully put a wrong right. Get back on a winning streak. But he's got a very tough task ahead of him. There's no denying that. But if anyone's going to do it, I think it's Joe.
I think the thing with Joe is he's a quality fighter. He's a lovely fella, and he's never boxed at this weight as a professional. So no one knows exactly what's going to happen. So Shakur doesn't actually know what to train for.
Well, look, there's no denying that Cordina carries a bit of power in his hands. We've seen it. That backhand, he's knocked a couple people out clean with that. Look what he did to Agawa. That right hand, gone. If he lands a shot like that on Stevenson's a great with range, I get it. Lands a shot like that on Stevenson, who's to say he doesn't knock Stevenson out? He's up another 5 pounds now. He's going to rehydrate even better. I think it's going to be the best Joe Cordina we've seen, and hopefully he has what it takes. The best Joe Cordina has what it takes to beat Shakur. That's all.
Listen, the best Cordino makes good fights, and that's what we like to see. Well, here we go. Mr. Bosch has turned up.
I just had a fucking blue orchid, mate. I feel like that, haven't you? Oh, mate.
You've been with Matty, haven't you? He wrecked my fucking weekend, he did. Because we were supposed to go to his do over in Romford earlier today, and I ended up babysitting. So he's done me over. Not happy. But listen, congratulations on the fight in 3 weeks, mate. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there, and I'm about £1,000 down in hotels because it's changed about 3 times. But you know what? It's all worth it, mate. Well done. We'll see you there.
See you there. Good to see you.